GOZ Israelites, who is the arm of the Lord? For that, we got to go to Deuteronomy chapter 5 and see. What does that even mean? If we look at verse 15, and remember that thou wast a servant in the land of Egypt, and that the Lord thy God brought thee out of thence through a mighty hand and by an outstretched arm. Therefore the Lord thy God commanded thee to keep the Sabbath day. Okay, key words here: mighty hand and by a outstretched arm. That's the arm of the Lord. It's salvation of what the Lord has done for the Israelites, taking them from one place to the next. Okay. Look at what the Lord says in Exodus chapter 15, verse 6. Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, hath dashed in pieces the enemy. Okay, look at that. Thy right hand is become glorious in power. So the arm of the Lord and the right hand is still talking about salvation, dashing the pieces of the enemy. You see how the Bible harmonizes? So this is what this means. Now we got to go to Psalm 110. Okay. The Lord said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand until I make thine enemies thy footstool. The Lord shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Okay? So look at that. The Lord said unto my Lord. Who's this? We already know who this is, but who's this? Sitting at the right hand, which we already know means salvation because it's talking about destroying the enemies, thy footstool. Okay. Key word here we got to look at is rod. The rod of thy strength. Okay, who's the rod? Let's see. This is Isaiah 7, right? And he said, hear ye now, O house of David. Is it a small thing for you to weary men, but will ye weary my God also? Therefore the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel. Okay, so key. O house of David. Who was David's father? Jesse, right? Okay. Now this is where it all ties together. And there shall come forth a rod. That's the same word we just read. A rod out of the stem of Jesse. This is David's father. And a branch shall grow out of his roots. We'll jump a couple verses down. But with the righteousness shall he judge the poor, and reprove with equity for the meek of the earth. And he shall smite the earth with the rod of his mouth, and with the breath of his lips shall he slay the wicked. Okay, so this is exactly what Isaiah 53 is talking about. We go backwards to Isaiah 9. You already know the verse. For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God. Look up what the word Emmanuel means. We just read that. The mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Of the increase of his government and peace there shall be no end upon the throne of David, and upon his kingdom, to order it and to establish it with judgment and with justice from henceforth forever. The zeal of the Lord of hosts will perform this. There you go. You see how everything harmonizes. right hand, the arm of the Lord is salvation. He clearly, through this child, through this son, is given. All of this salvation of not only the Jews, but the Gentiles also, is given unto a son. And his name shall be called Emmanuel. That means God with us. Israel is never called that. Jacob is never called that. That only belongs to Jesus Christ.